Hello, this video is going to demonstrate how to navigate the Google Classroom and the district's official gradebook Synergy, which is accessed through Student View and Parent View. So let's get started. The majority of our students have a district device, a district Chromebook, and when you open that up, the home page is this single sign-on page. For those of you who are on personal devices, you can get to this page by just typing in signon.susd.org, just this little part in here, and that'll take you here for sign-on. What I would like everybody to do is open a second tab. We are going to need single sign-on, so I don't like to close it, and I just like to open a second tab. This second tab, when you are on your Chromebook, because you're already logged in, you will see that you are logged in and you can access everything already. If not, when you click on this waffle over here and select Drive, you will need to log in. So once you are in Drive, this is where you will access Google Classroom. I want you to think of Classroom as a virtual access to a physical classroom. So once you're in Drive, you're going to click on this little waffle over here that's called Google Apps, and you're going to find Classroom. So if you walk into a classroom, there's the teacher, and the teacher gives you worksheets, textbooks, shows videos, articles, things of that nature. That's where you get the information, the resources, the assignments. You get those from the teacher in a classroom. So Google Classroom is a virtual way to access all of those things. They will be posted in the teacher's Google Classroom. So how do you join a classroom? As you can see, I have many classrooms here, but I'm going to join one so that we can demonstrate how that's done. Your teachers will have given you codes to their classrooms, and the way that you use those codes is you come over here to this plus sign and you click Join a Class. Here where it says class code, you enter the code that you were given, and it says down here it'll be 5 to 7 letters or numbers. Any combination, no spaces, no symbols. So I'm going to type in the one that I have. And I'm going to, up here, click Join. Now I want you to know that I am joining an actual classroom that was active for the fall of 2020. This will no longer be active in the new semester, January 2021. So please do not use this code to try to join this classroom. This is simply for demonstrative purposes, okay? So now I have access to Miss Kavanaugh's science classroom. I am in her classroom, and I have a banner here. This banner shows the link that when she is streaming her classes or having the afternoon extra teaching time and you're meeting virtually, you're going to click on this link. It's going to open that video. So here is the stream. The stream is like the bulletin board for your classroom. It has all of your announcements and everybody can see it. It's up there, it's out there, it is public. Some teachers have a setting that does not allow you as a student to post to the stream. Some teachers leave it open and you can post to the stream. It just depends on how they work their classroom. Just like in the main building, a teacher might have a bulletin board where they say, hey students, put anything you want up there, and that's how they communicate. Or they could say, hey, this is my bulletin board only to inform you, please don't post anything. So every teacher is going to have their own way of running their classroom virtually and in their physical classroom. But if the stream is where you are in the classroom, think of it as a public bulletin board. So anything that is posted here, everybody in the classroom can see. Okay? You're going to find announcements, She's got something here. It says it's an async day. She's posting the actual announcements that came from the school that day. They're all posted. There's all kinds of different things here, and they are in chronological order as each new one is done. Then you have classwork. Classwork is going to be all of the things that you would do in a virtual classroom. Again, every teacher has their own style of how they run their classroom, but there should be some kind of an organizational process that's easy to navigate. So these are your topics. Miss Kavanaugh has everything by week. So during the week of December 14 through 18, here is the work that you need to do. December 7th through 11th, here is the work you need to do. And so it's organized in a way that's easy for students to find what was assigned. Now, if you see the different icons here, they also mean something different. So if it has this little icon, I believe this means it is a material. So if I click on this, it will say view the material. So this is access to something that was provided in the classroom as a material. So if you click on this, it will take you to this material, which is a Google Slides, which you can then open and use. You'll read it, it'll have directions, it'll have all that stuff. So if you just click on it, it's a list of things that need to be done. It's a material. To go back, you merely click back this heading. You can hit the back button. There you go. So that's a material. If it has this clipboard icon, it's more of an activity and assignment. So if I click on this, it will say view the assignment. Now, I just joined this classroom, and so mine is missing. I can see here that I'm missing this assignment. I haven't done it yet. So I would click on view assignment, and here it is. This is what this looks like. She has given it a title. She's given me a little bit of a description, and there is something there for me to complete. So it says, answer the focus question in your science notebook. It is a CER. Now, I'm sure that if I was part of this class, I would know what that stands for. State your claim, provide evidence from the timeline, then give your reasoning to support your evidence. This is an assessment grade. So I click on my work, and it opens up the activity. And you'll notice up here in the upper left, my name is already attached to the assignment. It names it for me, and it keeps it there. So, how long have organisms been living on Earth? That is the question. And then I click here to write my answer. So, let's say that I type in 25 billion years. And then I'm done. So what I would do is I would close it, and then I would turn it in. Do I want to turn in my work? Yes, I do. So I turn it in. So now, as a parent, if you are looking at this, it will say that it was turned in and it was turned in late. You have the opportunity to view what was turned in by clicking the unsubmit. So do I want to unsubmit it? Why, yes, I do. I want to unsubmit it because I want to see what's there. And so now when I click on it again, I open it up and I see that the answer that was given was a mere 25 billion years. Now, if you read the directions, it says you have to state your claim. You have to provide evidence, and you have to give reasoning to support the evidence. So while it was turned in, perhaps this is not going to receive a very good grade. So if it was turned in and you want to add information to it, you can unsubmit it and you can turn it back in. Additionally, the teacher receives it and they then can return it with a score. Now, this says that it's worth 5 points. So let's say that I got 1 point. because I did turn it in and I had something written on it. Here in the private comments, there might be something from my teacher that explains to me why I only got 1 point and what I should have done to receive full points. It may also say that I can resubmit if I want more points. I have to read those comments carefully and understand what feedback is given. Sometimes a teacher will provide feedback that says, you only got 1 point because X, Y, and Z. That's an explanation of why you received the grade you received. But it doesn't say, please try again and resubmit for full credit. So just like in the regular classroom, a student hands in a piece of paper, receives it back with a grade on it. There might be commentary on there. This is exactly the same thing, but it's done virtually. In addition, you can see here that it says private comments. If I communicate here, this is strictly between me and the teacher. So different than the stream, which was a bulletin board that everybody could see, this is where I have a one-on-one discussion with the teacher about this particular assignment. So if it gets returned to me and I only got 1 point, I could ask the question, thank you for the feedback. Do I have an opportunity to resubmit this? And she might write back, no, just remember to read the directions on your next assignment so you can get full points. Or she might say, absolutely, resubmit and I will reassess. It's due no later than whatever the date is. So here is where you would have that communication with your teacher in a one-on-one kind of a thing. So that is kind of an idea of how to navigate Google Classroom. And again, you might see that it's worth 5 points, and you might receive, hey, you earned 1 point on this. But this is not where you go to look for grades. This is, again, just kind of an interaction like you would have in a classroom. An activity was assigned, something was turned in, and something was returned to the student. In order to see grades, we really encourage everybody to understand that the official district gradebook of record is the program Synergy, which is accessed through Student View or Parent View. So to get there, what we want to do is go back to that first home page, which was single sign-on. Students use their ID credentials to log into single sign-on. And they're going to have something called, I believe it's Student View. I don't think it's called Synergy. I believe it's called Student View. But you would log in there and log into Student View. And that is how you check the grades. Didn't want to show you that because I got a little more access than those students. So I apologize for that quick little blip on the screen. So if you want to log in to Student View as a parent, one of the ways that you can get there is to just go to www.susd.org, and it's right here, Parent View, Student View, right here. You just click on that, and Student View, you use your student's credentials to log in. It has you log in, and then you have access to all of that. So that is the difference between Google Classroom, which is a virtual access to a physical classroom where you access announcements and assignments and materials, as well as communicate with your teacher virtually. And then where do we check our grades, which is Student View. And again, that's the official district gradebook of record and where you really want to check to make sure that assignments are turned in and what grades are. So I hope this has been helpful and informative. And again, we appreciate all of your time and efforts to be a partner with us in your child's education.